Volume. Yeah, welcome to the NFL show, week 2 picks, brought to you by MyBookie.com. Promo code Drinkin Bros doubles your first deposit all the way up to $1,000. Bet on anything, anytime, from anywhere at MyBookie.com. Promo code Drinkin Bros doubles that deposit all the way up to $1,000. D'Anthony, Bry Guy's back with us this week. Brian Urlacher in the house. How are you, sir?
Doing good. Bry Guy. I kind of like that.
Yeah, I called you that last year, and I was uneasy.
Chicago call me Bry. I say, hey, Bry. Hey, Bry. Hey, Bry. How you doing, Bry? It's always Bry. If you're from Chicago, you call me Bry.
Well, it's because, they limited vocabulary. Like three letters is about. That's it.
You
know what I mean?
Okay.
That's all they can do there. And you've got a nice little bust of yourself behind yourself looking over your shoulder.
Yeah, because he's got himself watching his own back.
Which is nice.
I asked you guys if you thought I looked like I was too cool if I had that behind me, but some people put their own busts up because they really like themselves. I did it because I didn't know where else to put it, and it fit right there.
What do they do? When you go into the Hall of Fame, do they give you a replica of yourself to take with you in like a to-go bag?
Yep. Yeah. I don't know how I got it, but I think they shipped it here in a box. It's not heavy. It's like plastic or whatever. It's not as heavy as the real one.
Okay. Any shot that they'll let you take the real one day if you showed up and you're like, hey,
I think so they're thinking about remaking or making another Ocean's 11 movie. Mm-hmm. We should do it.
I think so.
We'll
and then
just,
we'll
do a heist.
We'll
do a heist in Canton.
Yeah.
We'll do a heist in Canton and steal. Like, what other bus are we going to take?
I want Deion Sanders' bus.
Yeah.
Well, prime. Yeah. I like it.
Well, he put a do-rag on.
He's gonna be a different room though by the time you guys try it because he wants the separation of the levels of the whole. Did you see that?
Oh yeah.
That's so good. That's so much something he would say too. I love it.
And he lost half a foot recently, and I heard they're going to bronze the toes and then put those up there as well next to his statue, and that's going to be a fun thing.
Most football injuries don't matter.
No, that was except for that one.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. No.
I heard about that. If you lost your first 3 toes, though, I mean,
well, no, that was a football injury from back. He had turf toe for like 4 years, right?
Yeah.
Then he missed time, like his first season with the Ravens.
And then he had blood clots, and then they had to go ahead and amputate. He almost lost his whole goddamn leg.
He should just get a bionic leg.
But this is recently, right?
Yeah, it is.
Like a year ago, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, I just saw that. I actually talked to him right after I heard about it. He's like, "I'm good." That's all he said.
He doesn't care.
He doesn't.
Fucking Deion,
he's
man.
good.
His kids are lighting it up as quarterback there at that school.
Is it Jackson State?
Yeah, he threw I think 5 TDs last week.
They were on TV last weekend. I saw. Oh, was it last weekend they were on TV?
Yeah, because they got the 5 stars. They got the 5-star recruits there, so they want to give them some love on ESPN.
NIL money. Give them the NIL money. They'll go there.
Tons of it. Before we get started, what would happen to you if you were in college getting NIL money?
First of all, I had one offer, so I can't imagine we're going to a school that would actually pay me to go there. But if I had money in college, I can't even imagine what I'd be able to do. Like spending money, actually having more than $20 a week in my pocket, that would be incredible. See, the kid from California is getting $9 million to go to Tennessee.
Yep. And then the quarterback in Miami is getting $9.5 million. Quarterback at Texas is getting $10 million.
Is that Arch?
No, that's
Quinn Ewers.
That's Quinn Ewers. But look, you have to imagine if Quinn got 10, you're backing up the truck for Arch, right?
Yeah. You would think, and that money's guaranteed. Like did you hear about the kid who got the like $1.5 million and then quit football?
Oh yeah,
but he gets the money no matter what. Hey, good. The system is there to be fixed. So you know what? Break it while you can.
Yeah.
Might as well take the cash. Speaking of cash, we're going to try to make you some this week. Yes. Last week did pretty decently. Lock of the week was the Bills -2.5. I got that one correct. Did you bet that game, Urlacher?
I bet the over. I lost.
Oh, yeah. I had the over in a teaser, and that didn't go well either. I was shocked how terrible the Rams looked.
I was shocked as well. I thought they'd be able to move the ball. I don't know if the Bills' defense is that good. I think up front, the Rams are going to struggle this year on offense. Yeah. Obviously, they had a hard time. Well, the Bills are good up front, but the Rams had a hard time handling that rush from
and Von Miller to your fucking edge. That helped, obviously. I mean, he wasn't just off the edge either. He was going up the middle half the time.
Everywhere. Yeah. How old is Vaughn? Is Vaughn like 32, 33?
He's got to be 33.
He has to be at this point.
And he got that new. I mean, he's still explosive as hell. Him coming off that edge is a problem.
Yeah, he's 33. Yeah, he's. I don't know. It's a good question because the rub with the Bills the last like 3 or 4 seasons, they have great pass rush, but the run defense isn't great, right?
Yeah.
So they give up a lot of yards on the ground. Now, I mean, maybe
they get so many leads.
Yeah. But now it's like
playing with the lead.
The Rams' fucking offensive line looked like shit. They were on their heels that entire game, man. At no point did they control the line of scrimmage, for the whole game, really.
Yep. And then they need another wide receiver there at the Rams. I don't know what they're going to do because it can't just be Cooper Kupp every single play.
They signed Allen Robinson from the Bears. He was supposed to be the guy.
He only caught 2 passes though, right?
One catch. I had him on. I got him on my fantasy football team. He had 1 catch for 12 yards. That was it.
That's shocking.
Yeah,
shocking.
Terrible. Speaking of the Bears, what did you think of their Week 1 performance against the 49ers?
They played well. I was surprised, honestly. I mean, I thought so. I watched a little bit of preseason, and Trey Lance looked good in the preseason. He didn't look good last Sunday. The Bears did a good job controlling the line of scrimmage in that game. They kept him contained, and Justin Fields made some plays. He wasn't. The numbers weren't great, but the weather was so shitty. I was actually in Chicago on Sunday. Flew back home at halftime, but it was they won. Who cares? I was shocked that they were able to turn that game around. I felt like San Fran should be better than that, if that makes sense. Like their D line didn't do much. Their Bosa should have 10 sacks a game, in my opinion. Guy's a beast. But yeah, the Bears played good, man. Their defense showed up, and you'll see Eberflus's influence on that defense with them getting takeaways and running to the football and getting sacks.
Yeah, I thought they looked pretty decent. Mike Martz went ham this week on Justin Fields, and then obviously Trey Lance, saying those are not NFL quarterbacks. Time will tell, I guess. Yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah.
What?
People were pissed at Mike Martz. Yeah.
What was this? I don't watch a lot of the coverage for the bullshit because I don't get tired listening to it.
For sure, yeah. He was watching the game and then I forget what network he was doing it with afterwards, but he just said, he watched the full game. And he thought Justin Fields was a terrible quarterback, and Trey Lance, and that they weren't NFL quarterbacks.
How do you even gauge any of that shit on a Week 1 game in a fucking
monsoon?
Like, fuck off, man.
Yeah.
I mean, he might be right, but he doesn't know that right now.
He might be. You're right, but Justin Fields is athletic as hell. That guy creates, and if you can create in the NFL, that's a good thing. You as long as you don't take the big hits, you should do pretty well, and just don't throw picks.
Yeah, exactly. The only thing I worried about Justin Fields is taking those big hits. Because he took a lot in preseason. I watched a lot of preseason, and he took a lot there. He took a lot last year. For fantasy football and gambling, it's always about money with me, where I'm like, all right, even that Bills game, I told the audience last week, I said, look, I watched the Rams preseason. Stafford didn't play one single snap. You can't just be inserted into a game against a defense like that and hope to win. And I went yard on the Bills.
You did a good job. How about, to your point, the Packers?
Yep.
Aaron Rodgers didn't play at all in the preseason. And last year, New Orleans beats him up down in Jacksonville. First game of the year, he didn't play preseason. This year, same thing. Gets beat up by Minnesota at Minnesota. Maybe there's something to play in the preseason a little bit. Who knows?
So I called that game on the show as well. And I said, look, Rodgers can't just show up like that. Also, you can't
it's not for him.
But you also can't take $50 million a year and then blame the wide receivers for not being any good. They don't have any money to spend on wide receivers because Aaron took it all.
But I think he's like I keep hearing him talk about I'm sharp, so I don't need to do the preseason stuff. It's not for you, asshole. It's for the entire slew of new receivers that you have.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That you've never played with before. You can't blame Rodgers for that first drop. Like that should have been a touchdown.
Oh yeah.
To what was it, Christian Watson?
I don't even know their names.
It landed right. It was a perfect pass.
It was
right in his hands, and he just whoop.
Showed it over and over and over again.
I would rather have a healthy Aaron Rodgers and not play any preseason games than the latter. Risk him getting hurt in the preseason. You just never know. Bakhtiari was out for a little while there in the preseason, so I'll take a healthy guy not playing in the preseason and just risk it, I guess.
Yeah, and we'll see about Minnesota too. I think in that division, one win or loss is not going to decide that division. I don't think.
No,
I don't. Kirk Cousins down the stretch typically, just like. So.
Yeah.
Come on, man. I like Kirk.
I like him too.
His numbers are great all the time.
In the regular season, he's he's good.
Like for the first 12 games of the year, he is lights out.
But okay, you're right. But I feel like at the end, they always have. Everyone has injuries, but they have key injuries every damn year. I feel like they had Dalvin went down, Thielen went down a couple years ago. They just got guys get hurt. Their front gets hurt. I like Cousins, man. I think that dude, he doesn't get any credit. People always talk shit about how much he's overpaid, but his numbers are up there with everybody else's.
He's going to fucking put some numbers up this year.
Yeah, and he's also not overpaid anymore because they're paying all these other quarterbacks,
right,
including Russell Wilson. And it's just like, all right, great. Kirk keeps winning. Russell Wilson didn't. He looked terrible. Did you ever play on a team where they overpaid a player like that? Was Cutler getting paid that much?
I don't remember. I think he was under contract. I don't know. I have no idea. But he's a quarterback. They should get paid the most. They have the quote unquote hardest job on the field. Everything facilitates through them. But I don't think I played with a guy that was overpaid. There's some guys who could have been making a ton more, in my opinion, but no one that was really over. I want the players to make as much as possible. The owners make so much money. I want these guys to get paid as much as they possibly can.
I understand it. Aaron's got all the money, so they don't have any other players there, so we'll see what happens. We'll start with the game tonight here. This is Chargers-Chiefs. Don't know if you heard, Bry Guy, but this is on Amazon Prime Video. First time ever that an NFL game will be on a streaming app only, and this will continue for all the Thursday night games this year. Kirk Herbstreit is calling the game tonight.
This is his first NFL game, too. Really excited for Kirk.
Same.
Oh, Herbie.
Yeah.
We love him. He's been on the show.
Awesome.
Great guy. A great fucking dude.
I don't know how he does. I don't know how he's fitting this into his schedule though, because
busy.
Game day is like a 6-hour broadcast.
Oh,
like all in a row, and you've got to know. They don't only do the top 25; they do everything there. You know what I mean?
So glad you brought that up. So I follow him on Instagram. He actually posted a video yesterday of his day and what the schedule is like. Because he was here. We covered the Texas-Alabama game, so Dan and I went to that. He was here for that. What I didn't know was afterwards he got on a private jet to do the USC game against Stanford after that. And I was like...
He does it every week.
Yeah.
It's mind-altering.
I think I have an idea of how he's able to fit the Thursday night game into his schedule. And maybe there's a good chance that he got some pretty good bread to go call Thursday nights.
Oh, they backed up the truck, yeah.
Yeah, he's one of my favorite announcers, him and Aikman.
Same. And Aikman's on Monday Night Football with Joe Buck Naked.
Finally.
Yeah.
Joe Buck Naked.
Yeah.
Finally. I love Monday Night Football again. There's good announcers back.
And the ratings crushed, 25 million on Monday Night Football.
Perfect.
Look, gambling has driven it to its heights, in my opinion.
What's Sunday night? Sunday night's Tirico, Lewis Riddick, and
no, they're out. They're out. It's Collinsworth and Tirico.
Tirico's great.
Yeah. I like Riddick as an analyst, but as a broadcaster, he's
out.
He's boring.
Yeah, he's out
to
now.
be honest.
Yeah.
And now I'll deal with Collinsworth's dumbass fucking doink shit. Because at least he knows what he's talking about. Like, he's not an idiot, but it is like, come on, dude.
Now here's a guy. Yeah.
I think
46 times.
46 times throughout a game.
I think he knows who he is. As a matter of fact,
he does.
He has I think there's a tablet in front of him, and it just says, "Here's a guy, ... to remind him to say it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
A lot.
Yeah. Sure did.
Anyways, this is 2 weeks in a row now. I know last week was opening week, but this is the last couple of years it hasn't been like this. 2 Thursdays in a row with fucking
banger games, dude.
Great games.
They're calling them Bezos bangers, dude, for Amazon.
Like potential playoff games. I thought Bezos bangers was something else.
No.
So wait, how do I find the game? I can't just turn my TV on and flip to the channel?
Sure can.
Go to Amazon Prime.
You have to have the app of Amazon Prime tonight. So do you have it?
I don't know. I gotta ask my wife. I don't know how that stuff works.
I'm sure you've got it. You're an adult human in 2020.
Maybe not. Look, we all use Amazon Prime for shipping.
She's my tech.
Yeah, but we all use fucking Amazon Prime for shipping. A lot of people don't necessarily watch it. They will be tonight. We'll find out. This is Chargers at the Chiefs. This is Chiefs -4. Mahomes threw 5 touchdowns last week for 360 yards. Who you got in this one tonight? Chiefs -4.
Who I have?
Yep.
You didn't say Bright Guy.
Bright Guy. Who do you got, Bright Guy?
I got the Chiefs at home opener. Yeah. They looked great last week. Mahomes looked good, throwing the ball all over the place again. I do like the Chargers as well. I just feel like on the road, although San Diego did beat them at Arrowhead, I think last year or the year before. So I'm still going with the Chiefs at home. I love Andy Reid. Mahomes is a stud. Got some great receivers in there still, even though Tyreek's gone. And their defense has got some dudes up front.
Yeah, I thought Keenan Allen is out, by the way, wide receiver for the Chargers tonight.
I thought about buying a point and taking it to 3, but honestly, I don't think you need to. A lot of the post-game interview and shit during the week coming out of Chiefs camp is The attitude is that I don't have Tyreek Hill to lean on anymore. I don't have that crutch anymore, so I actually have to play hard all 48 minutes of the game.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what he's intimated to people. And
They took it down to 48 minutes now?
what's that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I thought they used to be 60.
60, yeah.
What happened? Did I miss something?
I'm thinking of basketball.
Thanks, basketball.
I'm taking the under then.
But he's this has always been our dream, kind of, since he had that first breakout season. Like, can this motherfucker play all 4 quarters of every game during the season, and what would those stats look like?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is going to be a tough one. It's the Chargers' defense is great, but their offense is not going to be good tonight. So that defense is going to be on the field a lot. So if you want to take the first half under, that's probably safe, to be honest.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do in this one. I'm going to tease this both ways. I'm going to take the Chargers minus 11, and I'm going to take this over down to 47. Because I hate betting on unders, so I'm going to take this over down to 47 and take the Chargers minus 11.
Plus 11.
Plus 11. But this is probably a one-score-ish game, I think. I don't see the Chiefs blowing out the Chargers simply because of how good Herbert is in that defense. So that's where my money lies tonight. And I also enjoy watching the entire game for the over-unders, and that's probably my sickness as well, but that's where I'm going with this. Next up, we got the Jets against the Browns in a battle of who cares. This is the Browns minus 6.5, and this is one of the lowest unders I've seen in the NFL at 39.5. I don't recall seeing an over-under under 40 in a long time in the NFL.
So you can tease that down
to 30.
Well, my bookie's
32.
my bookie's doing 7, so you can go to 32 and a
You
half.
can go to 32.5.
Jesus Christ.
Damn.
That's crazy.
and you're still worried about it.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I think
I wouldn't bet that, actually.
Yeah, what do you
stay away from that. Money line, Cleveland. How about that?
money line clip? That's not going to pay well.
I don't care. I just want to win. I'll put it in a parlay with somebody else who's going to win by a bunch. How about Buffalo and the Jets and the Cleveland in a parlay? How about that?
Okay, you can do that.
I hate betting big money lines. It stresses me out. But there's so many. The points are just it's a lot of points. So I would like to take the Jets, but it could also be 20-3.
It could.
In favor of the Cleveland. You don't know.
Either way on this one because you don't really know with these teams. Brissett's the quarterback of the Browns. Flacco's the quarterback of the Jets. Last week they almost got beat by Baker Mayfield. Baker, and that was not sweet. Who do you got in this one, D'Anthony?
This is gross.
It is gross. It's a gross game.
But by the way, Flacco threw the ball 60 times.
Did he really?
Last week.
What?
He's like 38 years old.
He's 7,000 years old.
Yeah.
Man.
How did he do? What was his stats last week?
307 yards, but his rating was 74.5, so not great.
He was 37 of 59. My God,
37
dude.
to 59, yeah.
That's unbelievable.
If that's
a lot.
if that's their game plan, then they're not going to win. That's for sure, right? There's no fucking way.
Well, they had to be down. They're playing Baltimore. So they
were down most of that
Trying to come
game. Good for them. I stay away from this. I'm not putting any money on this fucking game. I don't even watch this game in real life. I actually don't want people to text me about it, call me, nothing. I don't want to hear about this game or ever know that it exists.
Doesn't exist.
Yes.
I don't want Cleveland to exist as a city.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Have you been there?
It's not great.
You been there, Brian Guy?
Well, yeah, I've been there. Yeah, of course I've been there.
What do you think? You getting a timeshare there? What are you going to do?
Let's
I
start.
haven't spent enough time there to know, but
Oh man, come on.
is it that bad?
Talk some shit.
Yeah, it's not great.
We're trying to get you in a beef with the city of Cleveland.
How about
Do you not see what's happening there?
I'll say they have great sports fans. From what I've seen over my career, they're really passionate about their football teams.
True.
Yeah, they are. Well, they've got one. I don't know that it's multiple.
Well, I was going to say Ohio State because I know Columbus is close to. Sorry.
Yeah, you goddamn right. You're talking to a Buckeye alum, obviously. I was at that Notre
Really?
Dame game. Yeah.
That's a good game.
Well,
You didn't win by enough. Sorry, you didn't win by enough.
we didn't,
Yeah.
and I'm pissed off about it still. So,
ND Marcus is a good coach for ND. Oh, last week they didn't play well.
well, he's
Anyway.
0-3. He's winless at Notre Dame. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there.
Yeah, true.
Did you see what he did yesterday?
No, what do you do?
He got baptized. So he's full Catholic now. And I think
there we go. Now they're gonna win.
Bob sent me the pic of him getting baptized with the priest, and
that-
now
is
they're
that
going to
real?
win every game the rest of
Is that real?
time.
Are you being serious?
Yeah, he
Dead serious.
converted to Catholicism.
Yes.
Notre Dame is unstoppable now. That was obviously
They're
their
gonna-
problem the last 3 games.
He's just gonna have.
Indeed.
He's just gonna have lightning eyes
Yeah.
this Saturday.
It's like 4.
Jesus Christ.
Ooh,
Yeah,
force the man.
through Christ, anything is possible, obviously. But with Homeboy getting baptized, I think that might have been a booster thing of like, look, we're thinking about firing you, or you can be the first black guy to get baptized and be Catholic. That would be great. So if you're,
Marcus was my by the way, Marcus was my teammate in Chicago for a year.
oh, was he really? How is he as a person?
Great kid. Well, he was a kid when we drafted him. Awesome. I have a ton of respect for him. I think we just played 1 year together, and then he went and played. They cut him. He played somewhere else. Great rookie. Didn't say much. Sat there and learned in the meetings. When he got in the games, he played well. Just he was quiet. I like that.
Yeah, he was good at Ohio State. I enjoyed him.
Yeah,
I enjoyed him there. Next up, we got the Commanders against the Lions. Detroit is finally favored for the first time in 20 games. It is Detroit minus 1.5 in this game. Who you got, Brad Guy?
I wouldn't touch this game either. This is like you don't want this game to exist. This
I
is how
agree.
this game is for me. The Redskins versus the Lions. I don't know, man. I would say the Redskins because I like Carson Wentz. I think he's kind of got a little resurgence going. He played decent last week in their win over Jacksonville. If I had to bet this game, I would take the dog because I think they got a better overall team than the Lions do.
Yeah, they played. I thought the Lions looked. The Eagles are a pretty good team,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
But that game was not nearly as close as it ended. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The Eagles didn't play at all. In the mid-third quarter on, they didn't do shit.
They
So
just kind of gave up.
I don't think the Lions are that good. But they can control the clock because
Yep.
Swift is a fucking beast back there. And I don't know.
Yes.
What's his nuts? Young is still out, right?
Yeah, and Swift had 144 yards last week rushing on like 15 carries. I mean, it was.
But he had like a 70-yard run. Didn't he have like a 60 or 70-yard run?
Yeah, but you take that away and it's 14.
That's exactly
14 carries for 70 yards. That's still pretty
Still
good.
not bad.
Yeah.
It's still not bad.
You're right.
And I love Carson Wentz. You and I are the only people that will be proud of Carson Wentz. Delco hates him. He's a Philly guy. I thought they could have won multiple Super Bowls with him. I'm with you. I'm going to money line the Redskins on this one. And
I like the Redskins too. Good
yeah,
call.
oh yeah. Because I'm not doing the Commanders. I actually like the Washington football team. I thought that was a baller move of like, you know who the fuck we are. We don't need somebody in a foam costume running around. We're
We're
just
the Redskins. That's who we are.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got Alexander Ovechkin at every game. Just let him be the goddamn mascot.
Yeah, that's fine.
he'll
Let
run
him.
some shit over
By the way, he
that
showed up.
dude's tough.
He showed up to the game this past week wearing Redskins shit.
Oh, did he
I
really?
love it.
The word
I
on
like
the
it even more now.
yeah, the word on the street is he and another Capitals player wore it because they didn't want to get fucked with by the media, and the media won't interview them if they're wearing Redskins shit.
No shit.
How funny is that?
So
I'm
smart.
gonna fucking wear Redskins shit, and just to make sure the media doesn't ever
No
want to talk
media
to me.
gets you. That's
No,
smart.
They don't want to talk to me. But
Save some time.
I actually think I'm gonna take the commies plus 7.5 here.
Oh, you're gonna
Tease
bump
that
that
up,
up?
yeah.
You're gonna tease that
Teaser.
up? All
I
right.
love that tease.
Yeah, that's not a bad
Yes.
tease, actually.
Yep.
Ovechkin, by the way, it says here he killed 38 Indians in 1986.
Yeah. Well, that was just in '86.
Right,
And
right.
it was because he was a big Red Sox fan back then. Mm-hmm. They fucked him over, right?
Yeah.
The Mookie Wilson dribbler through homeboy's legs.
Had to get his
You know what
revenge.
I mean? So he had to murder some people.
Had to get
I don't
his
know.
revenge.
I don't know why Indians
He's
came.
probably 10 years old in 86.
Yeah,
If
and that's
that.
what they do in Russia. They give you real Indians, and they say, "Congratulations, you get to kill all of them. Let's test your speed, your skills. You want to go to America and play hockey? Fine.
Let's
Kill
see
all
what you
these
got."
Indians."
Yeah, he was
let's
like
see what you
he was like Casey Jones from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, wearing a hockey mask and slicing people up with a stick.
got. Look at how great he is now. You know who's going to argue against?
Like
his
2.5
parents?
years, he's gonna break the goals record.
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah.
It'll be in the
Is he?
24-25 season, I think.
Yeah,
Awesome.
he'll never break the
Yeah.
all-time points. Gretzky's got that locked up because of how many assists he had, but he'll break the goal record probably.
Nice.
Next up, we got the Buccaneers against the Saints. This is Tampa Bay minus 2.5. And the breaking news this morning is that Tom Brady and Giselle aren't living together anymore. So he's going to be more focused.
That was last week's news.
Today, they confirmed it, I guess, on TMZ. That they're,
Now it's true. For
now
sure.
it's
on
true.
there.
So
Definitely
I believe
true.
it now. I didn't
Yeah.
believe it last week. Once TMZ said it, I absolutely believed it. What'd you think Brady looked like last week? Did you watch that game against
I
Dallas?
did. Well, I'm a Cowboys fan, so of course I watched it. I mean, it was. He did what he always does, and the arm strength was. There was a couple of throws he made that showed his arm is still there. Makes great decisions. They got a pressure. And Micah Parsons is a fucking beast.
Yep.
Got some pressure on him, and anyone with pressure is different. But he's Brady. He looked like himself to me. I didn't think he looked. I think he threw a pick that was kind of shocking to me that he threw that ball. It was a nice play by a defender, but it was a ball that Tom would not normally throw.
So who are you taking in this game? This is Bucks -2.5.
I like teasing the Saints to 8.5 because it's
yeah.
at New Orleans, correct? And the Saints I don't know what it is about the Saints and the Bucks, but they beat them last year with the other kid quarterback, the running guy.
Yeah, Taysom Hill.
Yeah, and they beat
Taysom
him.
Hill beat
They
him
beat him the first
bad.
year. Tom was in Tampa Bay too. Fucking
with Jameis.
in the opening game of the season, I believe.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I agree with you. 8.5 is probably good. Although Fournette looked like the Cowboys' defense is pretty good, right?
Yeah.
It's not, it's not as good as
yeah.
it should have been if the front office would have done their jobs, but it's pretty good. And he ran all the fuck over them.
He had 127 yards rushing last week. He was a beast.
Damn.
Yeah.
He was a
He lit
beast.
it up.
Did you see the chip block he did on Micah Parsons?
Oh yeah, he's a big boy though. I think he's what 6'1", that guy, 225.
Fournette?
Yeah.
He's a big
He's put
dude.
together. Yeah. Those blocks should be illegal, by the way. Dude, he's defenseless.
Well,
If we're going that
you're
route,
on
he's
defense,
defenseless.
so you're saying that. You know what I'm saying?
Of course I am. Fuck yeah, he's defenseless. he's engaged, and a guy comes and hits him in the freaking ribs. That's illegal. Anyway, who's your pick?
It
Sorry.
worked. It's fine. I'm gonna go Bucks on this one.
I do think the Bucks are going to win, but I think it's a one-score game, to be honest.
Well, I agree, but when your wife is not around, you can actually focus and get shit done. You don't have your kids.
No,
or
we
wife.
went.
It's amazing.
We went through this. We looked at the data last week. The year after he split with Moynihan, he had a shit year. And then the year after that, when he got his life back together, he fucking dominated again.
I think he's fine. I think he's going to be in the hotel focused, and I think he gets this done.
Definitely.
Because the only way to really get her back is to throw 5 TDs, and everybody in the media starts sucking his dick, and then it's just like, well.
Oh, I thought retire was the only way to get her back.
Well, that's what she wants, right? But
Yeah.
for his decision, because then you got to prove that your decision was the right one, you got to go out and throw 5 TDs this game. So I stand by Tom, all right?
All right.
I don't stand by a lot of men in real life, but Tom I would stand by.
Good choice.
Possibly inserts. Who knows? Next up, we got the Panthers against the Giants. This is Giants -2 points. Do you want to even know that this game existed?
I don't like these games.
I
I
know.
don't like these spreads. I don't like any of it. Damn. I mean, the Giants they beat the Titans last week. They look pretty good. Daniel Jones looked good. Saquon ran the ball. Their defense looked good. If I'm betting on someone, I'm going to bet the Giants in this game for sure.
Yeah, Saquon looked great. He had 164 yards rushing last week.
Yeah.
He said he got over the mental block of the injury that happened a couple years ago, and he's ready to rock. Look, if they hand off to him every single down, I think they'll be fine. But this isn't a game I bet in real life because both of these teams, like it wouldn't surprise me if it just came down to a Hail Mary at the end of the game. And on either side, where you were just like, up 500, throw it up in the air and then see what happens.
And you never
Tuesday.
know with Baker what the fuck's going to happen.
No.
He might come out and throw 4 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Or he may go 15 for 30. You know what I mean? Like he did this week.
Gross. I'm looking at the ticket prices for these games too. That Lions game, DrinkinBrosTickets.com, $37. They can't give those.
No, they're
tickets away
paying
in
you.
Detroit.
They're paying
Yes.
you $37 to come to the game.
I know. Is
That's
that what it is?
Yeah. Plus you get coops. You get coops for free drinks as
I'm
well.
bringing 200 guests. Pay me.
Because they know if you go to a Lions game, you come home, all the copper wiring's gone from your house.
Yep.
And you're like, ah, shit. Can't leave the house. Can't leave the house in Detroit. This Giants game, $75. If you're there and you want to go see Baker Mayfield's redemption. I don't want to watch this. See it. Over unders 43.5. All of it is gross. It makes me feel awful inside. And I don't have one of these guys in fantasy football.
No.
So
Oh, there you go.
yeah, I certainly don't. give
The
a
only
shit.
the only person on either one of these teams I would have in fantasy is Robbie Anderson, to be honest.
What about Galladay? Isn't Kenny Galladay the receiver
Yeah, but
for
it's like
the Giants?
Danny
He's
Dimes
good.
is throwing to him.
Yeah,
so,
but Danny Dimes is throwing to him. So what do you have? 1 catch last week?
yeah. I mean, and their running
damn,
backs,
that's it.
Saquon and fucking C-Mac, who knows if they play more than 2 games in the season? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For at least for fantasy, it seemed those are risky picks.
Robbie Anderson did decent last week. He had 100 yards receiving.
He always has 100 yards
And a
every
touchdown.
goddamn game.
How did the Jets get rid of that guy?
Fuck if I know.
Here's the thing. If you look back at Robbie Anderson's
good.
career, he's had the worst fucking quarterbacks everywhere he's went, and he still puts up decent numbers.
Big
I
numbers.
wonder if you put a guy like that in Green Bay, what would happen?
Oh, that's a great point.
And he can't be like,
super expensive.
yeah. There's no way he's super expensive.
It's cheap as shit. It's cheap as shit.
God damn it.
Compared to paying Devontae, right?
Yeah, exactly. They gave him, 125 million. You can
Deservingly.
Yeah, he torched it last week.
Deservingly. Yeah.
Made Derek Carr look like a Hall of Famer. So I understand. Throw Robbie 10 and see what happens. See what happens in Green Bay. That's all I'm saying.
agree.
Next up, we got Patriots against the Steelers.
This is a really interesting game because
is.
TJ's out.
Yep.
Right? And the gears are turning for Belichick, trying to figure out a way to have his offense attack that hole that TJ left. You know what I mean? It's gonna be super. I don't know if I'm gonna bet this or not, because it's hard to predict what the Steelers defense is gonna look like without him.
It's Patriots -2. So going back to the preseason comment I made earlier, Brian, Mac Jones looked awful in the preseason, and I said he was going to have an awful year and he was going to be a bust this year. He looked terrible in the first game of the year against the Dolphins.
Miami.
Is this guy a long-term quarterback in the NFL, Mac Jones?
I don't know. I know he played good enough last year. Their team was better last year, I feel like. He played good enough for them to win games to get to the playoffs last year. I don't know if he's long-term or not. I feel like these days you have to be more mobile. I don't know how well he moves around. I feel like the mobile guys get more stuff done. Last week was bad for him. They lost. I'm not a big Miami fan. I haven't. Well, more of a Miami fan this year than I have been. But I don't know. I hope for his sake he is, but I just don't see it. I didn't see it at all last week.
Well, the weird thing we've talked about on the show here a lot in the past year is why Ohio State quarterbacks and Alabama quarterbacks aren't great in the NFL. And the theory is it's just because there's so many 5-stars, you can just chuck the ball in the air and they're going to go and get it. And then in the NFL, congratulations, you got to go against schemes and defenses that are preparing for you and solely you, and you can't run out of situations all the time. Even Justin Fields, if he keeps running like that, he's going to get destroyed at some point.
Yeah, he's good. I like your point though about you're throwing to the best in the country. Every spot you got a 5-star, and you get to the NFL, it's like, oh shit, no, it's on me. I got to make something happen here.
Yeah, because even I'm looking ahead at the draft next year, and they're talking about C.J. Stroud and Bryce Young, and they're excited for those guys. I'm not. I look at Ohio State's wide receivers, for example. You had Olave, you had Garrett, you got Fleming, you had. Even Jameis. That's how good Ohio State's receivers were. That Jameson, who torched it for Alabama, he had to transfer. He had to transfer to Alabama to actually get on the field and play. So I don't believe in these guys.
I like Bryce Young. I think Bryce Young is an actual quarterback. He will step in. Like last week, I saw a play. He stepped into a throw into a defender, and the dude hit him right under the chin. But Bryce stepped into it. You don't see that happen a lot these days. Usually, they're falling backwards to not get hit. This dude was like, "Fuck it, I'm going to get hit, but I'm going to complete this pass." It was a third down. It was a first down. I like him. He's got some toughness to him, definitely for his size.
You can get the Steelers +8 here with a teaser.
I like it. By the way, I like the Steelers in this game.
Like straight up, or
Mitch.
how are you taking it?
Yeah.
I think they're going to win. I like Mitch Trubisky. That's why. He's very underrated.
I'm sorry, what? I didn't hear
Mitch
that.
Trubisky. I like Mitchell Trubisky. I'm speaking into my new microphone that my wife got me. I am going for Mitchell Trubisky this week for the Steelers because I really like him.
You're a big Mitchell Trubisky fan, huh?
He's the president of the fan club, and
That is unbelievable.
That's me.
and the only member as well.
No.
Bullshit. Mitch is the man.
I'll sign off on Mitch.
You like Mitch as
all
well?
the right things.
Yeah, I like Mitch.
Oh, boy.
Why don't you like him? Does he win too many games for you? Is that why you don't like him? He's went to the playoffs too many times. What is it?
Mitch Trubisky? Now, here's a guy.
Look at his
He's
career
always
stat.
he's
Pull up
always
his numbers.
13 for 27, 185 yards. Yes, they win, but there's usually a strong running component to it. Is Najee Harris out? Can you check that?
TBD. He was limited in practice today.
Shit. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and then TJ Watt is out. He's getting a second opinion, but I think they're looking at 8 weeks, week 12, possibly coming
it's
back?
a torn pec, so his entire
It's bad.
this whole thing
Season.
is black right now. Like
It's bad.
for a guy like at some positions, maybe you might be able to come back on short notice from that. But at the position he plays, the way the swim moves and all this other stuff he does with his upper body, there's no fucking way.
There's
he's
no
back.
way. Yeah, I agree.
Do you think? Have you ever torn a pec? By the way,
No, I've strained one. I strained my left one like 5 times. I've never, thank goodness, torn one. That shit looks like it hurts.
Yeah, that's rough.
yeah, it looks painful. Yeah, but with Trubisky, oh boy, I know I can't.
Do you have his career? Do you have his numbers yet? Do you have his career numbers yet? Are you still looking for them? Did you find them? Usually, you guys find stats.
Bob
usually find stats super quick. You find them usually.
We actually do. Bob, look up Mitch Trubisky for us here.
Wins and losses, touchdown passes.
I don't know about
to
wins
Bengals.
and losses, but TD to pick 65 to 38.
Okay.
Oh, not bad. Okay.
I think his career
Not a lot of touchdowns.
I believe his
Yeah,
career
well-
high in yards is 3,200.
Wins.
His coach didn't believe in him.
3,200 yards is his career
But I
high
mean,
for a season.
he had one receiving option in Chicago, which is Allen Robinson the whole time he was there.
And Nagy was such a bad coach.
Yeah. Well,
You and I are going to fight. Whoever said that, that's like the third time you've gone against something I don't believe. Why was Nagy a bad coach?
He misused Trubisky. I believe in Trubisky. He's a better quarterback than Nagy had no faith in him.
yeah,
Oh,
but
you
they
wanted
didn't
him to
have
throw more.
How was he going to throw to?
Who's he going to throw to? Who's going to block for him?
I mean, he assembled the roster too. He was helping.
Oh, wait, bullshit. He didn't have some of the That's the GM.
That was
That's the
Pace.
well, actually, it's
That's
actually
Pace.
not even the GM. It's probably a little above him as well.
I don't, man. Look, with his
If I know
Steelers,
that organization at all.
with his Steelers team, they're a dump truck away from him not even starting this year. Like I don't even know that he would be the starter.
Does anybody get that joke?
Yeah, they might.
That's a Dwayne Haskins joke,
Yeah.
folks.
Yeah, I got it.
Haskins, I think, would have been the starter down there.
Look at him. He doesn't. Usually I try to like calm everybody down, but I really want to stoke this fight between Delco and fucking Brian.
Yeah, and Brian guys,
now.
sure.
It's working.
It's gonna happen in
I'm a little moist over here right now.
in Arizona in fucking February.
Yeah, we're at the Waste Management on 16
on.
together.
We're gonna be like 8 beers deep, and he's just gonna be drilling Delco in the face, like "fuck you."
If you got arrested on 16 the night before the Super Bowl at the Waste Management Tour, that would be your greatest career accomplishment.
I'll make
not
you a
the
deal,
Hall of Fame.
I'll make you a
So,
deal
two bus.
if you get arrested. We're all getting arrested.
Yeah, whoa,
Just-
Yeah, one goes down, we all
Solidarity, right?
It'll be
Yeah.
my first time. It'd be great.
Have you been actually to that golf tournament?
Yes. Yeah.
Is the hype real? That's the one thing we
It's-
haven't been to in this country.
It's badass. Y'all are gonna love it. 16's great, but I like to walk. I like to watch the whole golf tournament, not just one fucking hole. So I like to walk around and actually watch my buddies. They're on tour play on the PGA tour and watch them play. But yeah, it's a great time. Y'all are gonna love it. It's a blast. People get after it out there.
Who's your buddies on the PGA? Name drop them.
Oh, Kevin Stroman, Kevin Chappell. I played golf with Ricky a few times. Played golf with Bubba's on the Live Tour now. My fault.
Yeah.
On the Live tournaments now. Oh man, there's so many guys that live out here in Arizona.
There's a
Like they're all
ton.
members at Whisper. Why wouldn't they be? The weather's perfect. Well, it's not right now, but normally it's perfect.
Yeah,
Actually, it's under 100.
is it really? Yeah, we're in Texas.
but-
It's the same way. Oh, is it under 100? Great. I can walk outside for an hour.
So nice now. Yeah, I love it.
Nice.
It was 100 in Idaho this past week.
Was it really?
Why the
Where?
fuck?
Where at Idaho?
East side of Idaho, the whole thing. My buddy was just in town yesterday from there.
No shit.
Yeah. He escaped
My
to
wife's from
Austin
Yeah,
to
yeah.
get away from the heat in
Get
Idaho.
away from the
like what the
to
fuck?
get some humidity
Yeah.
on top of your heat.
You got to. I'm not touching this Patriots Steelers game. I don't like any of it, and I'd like to see Mason Rudolph get in there without the face mask on. That would be my dream. That's all I kind of want from this.
Like the old school helmets.
That's all I picture.
It's
him
a
as.
leather helmet with no.
I
face
don't-
mask.
So I picture mess.
I don't picture him with a face mask on anymore after that game, and he's like George Clooney in Leatherheads to me. That's kind of who he is. And that's all I think of now. And I kind of want to see him in there without the mask on and then see how he does. But I think both teams are struggling. Who knows who's going to win this game? They're tempting you at 2.
Pittsburgh just beats the defending AFC champions.
Barely. Look, Burrow's coming off of an appendectomy. How many field goals did that kicker make? He missed an extra point, for Christ's sakes.
He got blocked. He didn't miss it. They got Minka Fitzpatrick, who's a badass.
Yeah.
Both busted through and won the game for the Steelers.
Didn't he hit the upright on another one? I mean, they had like 3 chances to win the game.
He had a kick like 30 yards. He missed it 30 yards this way. It was like the wind was blowing 2,000 miles an hour and the ball was kicking and went straight that way.
Yeah, it was weird.
It was like me trying to kick an extra point.
Well, look, I think the coaching move of the year is, taking the ball all the way down the field and then letting your kicker try to a 64-yarder with a minute left. Why not? That was awful last
I don't know.
week.
The whole thing that went down in Denver last week was pretty stupid.
The whole thing was ridiculous.
I
I thought maybe they were out of timeouts or something, or maybe they used them all in the first.
They had all three. They had all 3
I know
timeouts.
I watched the fucking game. I was streaming the TV.
It was fucking awful. So was I, because I had money on it.
I needed them to win. Yeah, you and me both. I just needed them to win. That's it. Just win.
Yes.
Do you have a parlay?
I had a fucking 6-game parlay. They ended up tying +1 and knocked my parlay down by $350.
Oh fuck!
So it wasn't
At least
amped
you
about
didn't
it.
lose money. I had the money line for the what team does Russell play for the Denver Broncos and the LA Dodgers. The Dodgers won, so I just needed those guys to win.
Yeah, I had a -6 on that game as well on a side bet. I lost my ass.
We need to do a reality
Sizable
show.
bet.
We need to do a reality show where Urlacher just shows up and fucking sacks, like tackles dudes who fuck him over
in gambling.
Oh well, did you tackle the whole Bears team? Because if I bet on them, they don't cover. If I bet against them, they're fucking winning the game outright. So it's unreal, and it's not. I just either way I go, I can't pick those games right.
All right. And again, once again, all these spreads are brought to you by MyBookie.com. Promo code Drinkin' Bros doubles your deposit all the way up to $1,000. Next game up is the Colts against the Jaguars. Another game I lost. I bet on the Colts last week against the Texans.
Same here.
They look like shit. And ended up being a tie. This is Indy -4. The game's in Jacksonville. However, it's only going to be 83 degrees down there.
I don't get this -4.
I don't either.
Should be bigger.
Yeah. No. Well, yeah, it should be bigger. It should be probably 7.5, to be honest.
I think if the Colts didn't look like shit last week, it probably would.
Maybe, but that's like week ones of every NFL season go like that, especially when you got a new quarterback on a new team. As long as Pittman's in the starting lineup, this is a fucking 7-point game. So I'm taking Indy at 4 all day.
Okay. I'm going to take it as well. I'm going to take Indy -4. They got to come back from that performance last week. That was abysmal.
I mean, it's Matt Ryan and Pittman and Jonathan Taylor against Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Come on, man. They got to score some points.
I'm with
here.
you. Tickets are as low
Jacksonville
as...
beat them last season, last game of the year. All Indy had to do was beat them, and they're in the playoffs. That's all they had to do, just win the game.
Yep.
And they are in the playoffs. Guess what happened? Lost.
Oh, they got housed, and we lost a lot of money. Yeah.
Same here, buddy. Same here. Because you just think, oh, there's no way they can lose. This game means something. They got everybody healthy. They're going to win for sure. Fucking Jacksonville's playing for nothing to beat their ass.
So what do you think on this one then? Do you take the -4? I'm going to take Indy. I'm going to let them break my heart.
I like Indy as well. I just because of the reasons you said, because of Matt Ryan and Pittman and Jonathan Taylor's a beast. But man, I don't feel good about it. How about that? Their defense is questionable right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Taylor had 161 yards in 31 attempts, and his long was 17. So he was busting it up all day. 5.2 yards per carry. That dude is a monster. What did he have? Like 1,800 yards last year?
He is. They're going to run him into the ground though before he turns 26 years old.
Well,
That's what they do to running back.
He's
They
only
get a new one.
Yeah, he's 23 now.
What they
so
do now.
They got a couple years.
Well, how about all the carries he had in college too? Was he at
Wisconsin?
Yeah.
Yep.
They handed that dude 35 times a game. He carried the ball.
Oh yeah, it was nuts, and he stayed for a while, so it wasn't like he came out early. Next up, we got the Dolphins against the Ravens. This is Baltimore -3.5 at home. Who you got, Bry Guy?
I'm going to go with Miami. I'm going to show some faith in Tua and that revamped Miami team, or I should say rejuvenated, because now I feel like they're playing for someone they actually like. So they're playing hard. They played well last week, and I think they cover the 3.5.
I'm going to go moneyline Miami as well in this one. I watched that Baltimore Jets game because I had a lot of money on it. The spread was only 6.5, and I took Baltimore, and they covered. But it wasn't until like the end of the third and the fourth where they actually started to play. It was relatively low scoring at halftime there. I didn't think the Ravens looked that great. J.K. Dobbins is not back yet. He didn't play last week, and I still think they need some receiver help down there. Craigers is in the studio today. Fins up. I'm going with the Dolphins money line.
I'm taking.
Are you going to be there, Craigers?
Good.
Yeah.
I'm taking the Dolphins as well. I think so.
Nice.
They looked pretty good last week. There was some stuff. There's definitely some stuff that they can work on. Don't forget that they have Chase Edmonds, Raheem Mostert, and Myles Gaskin on that roster. They didn't even they didn't even really get into the running game last week.
Right.
You know what I mean? And if you this is the same thing I said last week. If the question is, can Tua complete 5 to 7 yard passes to two of the fastest human beings on earth? The answer is yes. And then what happens after that? TBD. But it seems that's a pretty good formula, right?
Yeah. I'm going to ride this. I'm going to go moneyline Dolphins with you on this one. Next up, we got Falcons against the Rams. This is in L.A. -10 for the Rams. Who you got, Bry? Guy, it's a lot of points. I know. You take
Falcons. Falcons plus 10. I mean, they didn't look bad last week versus New Orleans. I like Marcus Mariota. I like their running game, especially the way the Rams looked last week. I am definitely on board with the Falcons of getting 10 points. And maybe tease it to 16.
Yeah, 16.
To make sure.
16 is probably safe.
Yeah, you two touchdowns.
Is that what you're going to do?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, the Rams, they looked their front, their offensive line looked worse than I've ever seen it since I've been watching the Rams play football. It looks so bad. I mean, I know they were playing against a good front seven, but goddamn, they didn't control the line of scrimmage on any plays at all.
No. Falcons defense, though, is terrible. I'm actually going to go the other way with this and tease this down to 3 and take the Rams in this one, and I'm going to put that on most of my cards. Even the over-under in this one is dog shit. It's 46.5. You could take that down to 39.5 if you want. I know. You could take it down or you could take it up.
Take it up.
Yeah, take it up to 53.5 if you want to. Next up, we got the Seahawks, 1-0, undefeated. Geno Smith, world champion. Treated that game like the Super Bowl on Monday. People wrote him off, and he didn't write him back. Against the 49ers at home, 49ers look like dog shit. Spread on this one is 49ers -8.5 in this one.
Damn.
Yeah. These are some tough.
Are huge.
I know. These are some tough ones this week.
What's the Seahawks money line?
Yeah.
You got that pulled
Is
up?
that something you want to do?
Gotta be plus 300.
It's got to be.
If it's 3 to 1 or
275
more,
or
maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me check.
Go to my bookie and see what it is.
Gino looked really good. Their offensive line held up for the most part too.
Yeah, he was 23 of 28. Not a lot of
Still in the
yards.
ball.
Yeah. I mean,
Hey, yards don't win games. Points do.
Yeah. They
that's the Trubisky way right there.
They did a pretty good job of
shit.
the Seahawks did a pretty good job of controlling the line of scrimmage against a pretty good Broncos team. You know what I mean?
The Broncos. Well, look, Braga and I had a lot of money on this. Broncos fumbled twice on the one into the end zone. Man, Russell Wilson's tuxedo also threw the whole team off.
Yeah.
And I hate that human. But this game is gross, and I don't do it. I don't believe in Trey Lance. I never have. 8 games at North Dakota State, and then you hop into the NFL. And that 8 games was during the COVID year, too. So I have no idea what this kid can do.
Tease it to 14.5.
He played one game during COVID.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Good for him. And then he checked out.
I like Geno more than I like Trey Lance right now. How about that? So I'm going to tease up to 14.5, and I like that move. That's
Money
2 scores.
Money line is plus 335.
Oh, shit.
That's a big one. Yeah, jump on
Wow. Okay.
I might take that. I feel like the 49ers are back on their heels right now, honestly.
Yeah.
I really feel like they are.
But they are at home. It should be nice. It'll be 65 degrees. We'll see what happens. Next up, we got the Bengals against the Cowboys. Benny hit me up. Are you going to this game on Sunday?
No, I can't. I'm getting a tattoo.
Oh, yeah. No. I don't think I can see Cooper Rush in real life. That was my. We have a box at the Cowboys Stadium. I can't see Cooper Rush in real life, and I don't want to.
Well, there's a Red Hot Chili Peppers concert right after too. If you want to do that.
After or the night before?
After. It was supposed to
After
be
the game.
It was supposed to be the night before. Now it's after the game.
Really?
Don't know why. Something happened. Anthony Kiedis probably has AIDS or something.
Okay. All right.
But the music's still.
The music's still great,
it's
dude.
The music hits.
It sure does, dude. It sure does. This is Cowboy. Oh, no, this is Bengals -7. Who you got here, Bri?
I'm going with the Bengals. That's a lot of points, but I feel like if you're going just off the quarterbacks, Joey B, I think he's going to have a little comeback and they're going to score some points. And Coop is just Dallas looked bad with Dak at quarterback. They couldn't move the ball with Dak back there. They have no receivers. They can't stretch the field. So now with Cooper back there, although he did beat the shit out of Minnesota last year at Minnesota when he started, he scored like 30-something points. So I'm still taking the Bengals myself.
Yeah, Matt Flynn put up 450 yards against Minnesota, or it was Seattle. No, it was against Minnesota. Then he got a huge contract in Seattle and never played a single fucking game because Russ came.
Good for him.
Greatest contract of all time, man.
No,
pay them all.
I love that, but you're going to see a bunch of Zeke and Pollard in this game.
Mm-hmm.
Like otherwise there's just going to be fucking no time off the clock and turnovers, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know what
the under.
Yeah, I don't know what Dallas's game plan is here. Honestly,
I'm glad you brought that up. The under is very, very low. It is 41.5 in this one.
Damn, I don't like that one either.
I know.
21-20, you win though.
Yeah. For me personally, though, I'm going to buy a half a point just to be safe and take Cincinnati minus 6.5, and I think you're good to go. I'm with you. I think Burrow was probably pissed off about hearing about the 4 picks off an appendectomy and not playing in the preseason and all that shit. I think he's back. Towards the end of that game, he found his groove, and you got some of the best wide receivers in the biz down there with Jamar Chase and those guys.
Man, Jamar Chase is so good.
So good.
He's one of the best I've ever seen in my life.
My God,
man. Honestly.
10 receptions for 120
I'm not
yards
sure
last week.
In the modern NFL, a guy that young, I don't think Devontae was even that good that young, to be honest. No. And this guy is fucking good.
Justin Jefferson's right there with him.
Yeah, Jefferson's great.
Jefferson's numbers are stupid too. They're two really, really good receivers.
Yeah, imagine
they both go to the same school. LSU.
Yeah, LSU. Yeah. They were on the same team.
Shit, that's unreal.
That was Joe Burrow was their quarterback. Yeah. I mean, that was the greatest offense in college.
Can you imagine if Minnesota was able to hang on to Stephon Diggs and they had him and Jefferson?
Goodness.
Man,
how do you not keep that dude? You know you're going to get Jefferson. They planning on drafting this guy. You know you're going to get him for like 4 years. Pretty cheap.
For nothing.
His first 4 years.
Yep.
You got to pay Stephon Diggs, man.
And you got Thielen. In there too.
Oh yeah, shit, Jesus Christ.
And Dalvin Cook. I mean that would be the best offense in football.
Formidable.
Probably.
Yeah, unbelievable. Next up, we got the Texans against the Broncos. This is Denver, another big boy spread, minus 10 in this one. This is in Denver against the Texans. Texans don't have a win or loss in the season. They have a tie.
That's fun. How funny would it be if they tied this game, too?
It'd be great.
Just turn it into a soccer field.
It'd be great. They can't go. Russell Wilson can't go 0-2 after getting $245 million, can he?
No, I mean, they got to be able to beat Houston, although I love Lovey. You know, those dudes are playing hard down there. That's just a lot of points. I don't understand. I mean, why are they making so many points on these spreads?
That's a 28-18 game, basically.
That's what they're saying there.
And I feel like Denver should be able to score with all the weapons they have.
I agree. Jerry Jeudy looked good. I'm gonna take this in a teaser. I'll take this down to 3, and I'll put it on a teaser card just in case because this is so many fucking points.
Yes, or do a money line. Do a money line parlay. I like doing that too.
Yeah. So do I.
Spreads like 4 or 5 teams in those big lines and put them in a parlay.
Yeah, that'll go in that as well. Obviously, everybody who follows the show on Drinkin' Bros Sports on Facebook, sign up and you can see all of our bet slips in there the day before the game start. That's where my money's going on this game. Next up, we got the Cardinals against the Raiders. This is Raiders minus 5.5 at home. Who you got, Bri?
Raiders. I'm not a Cardinals fan. I don't believe. I don't know why Kyler Murray's played well at times. I don't know why they gave him all that money. That's crazy to me. Let him play his last year and then pay him. But I know there was some pressure on him. But I like the Raiders. I like Derek Carr. I like Devontae Adams. I like their defense. I like their head coach. I'm taking the Raiders at home.
Do you not believe in Kyler Murray because of the film study? We talked about this a couple weeks ago. Is that it, or is there more to it? I just think he's small and undersized.
Yeah, he makes some splash plays. I just think if you're not prepared as a quarterback in this league, you're not a professional. I mean, you look at the time that the great quarterbacks put in, Tom Brady, Rodgers.
Yeah.
They understand what it takes to win in this league, and to study and to put that whatever they put in his contract about this film study should never that should be a slap in the face for Kyler.
Yeah,
you should never even have to hear something about like that. So it's crazy to me that's even an issue.
It was really off-putting to hear that the team was concerned about his lack of preparation.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right? That's like
it's a job.
At that position specifically. Mm-hmm. Like, what the fuck, man?
And you give a guy $250 million anyway and just say, hey, I'm going to put this in your contract. And then everybody freaks out and then they take it out of the contract. Mm-hmm. And he definitely didn't watch any film last week. I can tell you that. That got crushed by the Chiefs. That was a brutal game. I'm with you here. I'm on the Raiders this week. I've got Raiders minus 5.5 in this one. And
What do you think
no
about?
need to tease it, really.
What about Cards plus 11.5?
Maybe.
No D-Hop. Their defense didn't look good at all
That's
either.
true, yeah.
Their defense looked like shit. Not just Patrick Mahomes, but Derek Carr can sling it too.
Yeah,
They got Waller, they got Adams, they got Renfro, they got some dudes. The running back Jones.
and Hopkins
Jacobs,
is out
sorry.
for 6 weeks, by the way, for PEDs.
Yeah, but he can start practicing 2 weeks prior to coming back, right? I think.
Right.
That'll do him a lot of good in the games. That'll be good for the games.
That'd be great. It'll be great for this one.
It'd be great for timing and practice. It's perfect.
Yeah.
He should just play against
Should
the
be
first
fine.
team defense.
Should be fine. I've got Raiders minus 5.5. Good to go on that one. D'Anthony, what are you taking? Are you going to tease this up to 11.5?
No.
right.
No, probably not. I just don't like if they had their weapons, the Cardinals. That's a backdoor cover team. You know what I mean?
Yes,
But
for sure.
without weapons, I don't know. They look like shit too.
I have a question.
Sure.
Do you think if
Sure, it's
shit
good.
hits the fan with the Cardinals this year, does Kingsbury go back to college football?
Maybe.
Nebraska
They gotta
jobs
they gotta
open.
pay him a lot of money.
Maybe. I mean, there is a lot of college teams that need a good head coach, and there's none left unless you're going to bring back Urban Meyer.
Well, what was
at
that?
some point?
So Nebraska is going to be open. What was that contract they gave Frost? How much was
Scott
it?
Frost.
It was-
A gajillion dollars, and then he got fired.
yeah, but what was the Frost? Hold on, let me look at that.
Wait, Scott Frost got fired?
Yeah, this week.
They fired him
What?
after
On
the game.
Sunday.
They were like, "We're all good.
Oh,
We're all done."
Shit. I didn't even know that. That's terrible. How did you fire a guy after oh, man.
No, he's been there. I think 6 years.
2.5 years. No. he
How long
in-
was Scott Frost? He
three.
was there for a while.
He left in 2018.
2018.
He left
so,
UCF.
This was
Yeah.
fourth year.
fourth year.
Yeah, he was getting a.
Shit.
Yeah, he's gone.
He was.
I like that dude.
It was $5 million a year there. I don't know if that's enough to get. I don't know if that's enough to get Kingsbury back to college. $5 million.
Well, they'll up it for Kingsbury.
Oh, yeah, they got the money.
So what's it going to
Yeah.
be? 7.5, maybe. I mean, the top guys are getting like
Jeez,
8 to
man.
12 right now.
Yeah.
Like didn't Dabo just re-sign for 11.5 a year?
He
Something
sure
like that?
did. Yeah,
Yeah.
for 10 years.
Hey.
Yeah, but Scott Frost
I like
is gone.
Dabo.
Are you a big Scott Frost fan?
No, well, a big Dabo fan too. He said.
I like. There's not like a lot of guys I don't like, honestly, in college football, coaching wise. I just like. Fuck! I can't believe they fired Scott Frost. I didn't even know that. I'm really hurt right now. Give him a chance. Did they lose again?
The Doobie Brothers also broke up. So
Who beat Nebraska last
Have
week?
you heard of
was it Georgia Southern?
Georgia Southern.
Georgia
Yeah.
Southern came into Lincoln?
Yeah, they beat him
beat
at
him?
home in
It was,
Lincoln.
I believe Clay Helton. Georgia Southern.
Yes, and
That's the guy from USC.
I think
Yeah.
is Georgia Southern Division One? Did they move up to
Yeah,
Division
yeah.
One?
Yeah, they're
They're
Division One.
Sunbelt.
They've been
SBC.
Division One.
When I was a
SBC.
kid, they were Division
Georgia
Two.
Southern.
They actually pick
Best-
somebody off like once a year.
Yeah, they beat Florida once
Yeah.
upon a time.
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the real Adrian Peterson went to Georgia Southern. If you guys know what I'm talking about, the real Adrian Peterson.
The one who got knocked out over the weekend.
No, the real Adrian Peterson, the one who played for the Bears.
Oh, okay.
The running back who,
Sure.
who had all those yards that ran the wishbone, and AP had like 62,000 yards as a fullback when he was there.
Yeah.
If it's the same school. I think that's where he went to school. But
Okay.
damn. Okay, they should have fired him. I didn't know they lost to Georgia Southern at home.
Yeah, that's bad, isn't it?
Sorry, Scott. At least he's getting paid still. That's good.
Yeah, you know what his buyout was too? It was $15 million. If they would have waited until October 1st, they wouldn't have had to pay him that. And they
No, it would
said-
have been $3 million or $2.5 million.
They
if they
saved
waited.
like
They're
$8
like,
million
fuck
if they waited.
Yeah, they said we hate you
Wow.
so much that we're willing to give you an extra $8 million to get you the fuck out of here 2 weeks early.
And they just set that money, the other money, on fire right in front of them. This is how much
Yeah.
we don't
Yeah.
want you to be
Yeah.
We
here.
do not want you here.
Yeah.
Bye.
Sorry about it. Sorry about it.
Damn.
Crazy, right? Next up, we got the Bears against the Packers. Good old-fashioned rivalry. This is the Sunday night game. Big boy spread again. This is Green Bay minus 10.
I kind of get this one because, one, the Vikings got a good offense, and the Packers defense was on the field all day, and they still only gave up 23 points. The Packers defense is so much better this year than it has been in any time in recent memory.
Yeah, but their offense sucks.
Their offense is not great. I mean, if the guys catch the goddamn balls, then they could be pretty good. Like I don't expect too much out of the older guys that came back, but Lazard and Watson need to catch the fucking ball, man.
Yeah.
they're like
Sorry, didn't play last week. Is he back this week?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, he was out. He was out last week. Where do you go with this, Brian? -10.
I got the Bears +10. That's I mean, if I want to really get, I could tease it to 16 or 17. You know, it's a big spread. You know, the Bears, they looked good last week. I don't mean they won the game. They beat one of those quote unquote better teams in the NFC in San Fran. Their offense took care of the football. I know Green Bay's defense is going to be ready to go at home, and I think Aaron's going to have something to prove as well. But that's a lot of points, man. I can see a late touchdown here covering that 10.
Yeah, 10's a lot,
and that's why I'm going to take this down to 4. I think Green Bay wins. It's a 1-score game, and I'm going to take this down to 4. I don't think Aaron Rodgers loses week 2.
Yeah.
You know, the last year he did the same thing. He lost the first game.
I don't know if I'm going to make a game day decision on this one, because if Bakhtiari and Lazard are out again, I might tease it up and go +16
on the Bears.
To be honest, yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's not bad to throw it on a card,
but we'll see. Right?
Yeah,
because Bakhtiari being out, that kills Rodgers. That play he makes where it's a 3-step drop, shift to the left, and throws, scans the left side of the field and makes those throws. Can't do it without Bakhtiari in there.
Right.
Just can't do that. That plays off the fucking board. So, I don't know.
Yeah. Next up, we get a doubleheader on Monday. Now, I'm not really sure why. This doesn't make sense to me, simply because the games are only an hour apart. So what was the point?
And they're all on ESPN, ABC as well.
Right.
Like the first game is ESPN and ESPN2. The second game is ABC, ESPN Plus.
So why
are you competing with yourself?
Not really sure. Disney owns all of it, so it doesn't really make sense. First game up in this one on the doubleheader on Monday night that you're going to have to flip back and forth to is Titans against the Bills. Every spread has been -10. This is no different. This is Bills -10. Who you got?
Bills. That's it.
-10?
Do I need to list all the reasons why? Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, the running back, their defense is unbelievable. They get takeaways. Tennessee can't build a football. They couldn't run it very good last week either. Their defense wasn't that great. So I'm gonna keep going.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I actually agree with you. I'm probably gonna take it to 9 just for shits and gigs. But the Bills' run defense, at least in week 1, is so much better than it's been recently. And if you're able to neutralize Henry, that team is fucked. Like the Titans suck without him, especially this year. They don't have any receivers this year.
Well, last week he had 21 carries for 82 yards against the Giants, for Christ's sake.
Well, you know, we talked about this last year, but at no point in his career has he ever had back-to-back 100 rushing yards, 100-yard games before week 9, I think. Not once.
Yeah.
So something to keep an eye on. He didn't do it last week, so maybe he'll get 100. But even if they just have to keep him in the box, and they'll win this game easily.
Yeah. I'm going to tease this down on I'm going to take this at 4 again, just to do it. And this will go on literally every single card that I have, because the Bills will dominate, I think. It's at home. That stadium is going to be loud as shit. It'll be a great environment, and they've got a great team. So people are going through tables. A lot of blood in the parking lot before the game, and that's going to translate on the field. Last but not least, we got the Vikings at the Eagles.
This is a great fucking game.
Sure
right here.
is. Both.
That is a good matchup.
I'm amped about both of these. I wish I didn't flip back and forth. And this is a very tiny spread. This is Philadelphia -2 at home. Who you got, Brian Guy? They put up 38 points last week.
Yeah, they did. I'm going to go with Minnesota. I just like, for the reasons I said earlier, Kirk Cousins. I like all the weapons on offense. You know, Detroit put up 35. I know most of those touchdowns were late, but there's still 35 points on them. Yeah, I like that, man. I think Minnesota's defense they proved last week they're not bad facing Aaron Rodgers. I know Hurts is a totally different type of quarterback because of the running aspect, but I'm going to take Minnesota in the points.
Yeah, who you got, D'Anthony?
This is a tough one. The Eagles have a very good defense. But
they do?
Well,
they didn't really play in the fourth quarter.
No, they didn't.
They were up big most of
that game was not nearly as close.
They weren't on the field or they didn't play?
Well, I mean, they were fucking around.
They were fucking around. They were up by, what, 20?
Let me tell you one thing. As a player, if you're on the field at all, you're fucking playing. I don't care because you don't want to give up 35 points. It looks like shit.
I agree.
If they have any type of pride whatsoever, you don't want to give up 35 fucking points in a game.
Fucks up your well, I mean, I think the problem
all your stats.
I think the problem is that it definitely fucks up your stats, but I think the problem is that the defense in the second half just spends so much goddamn time. It's prevent bullshit, and they spend so much time on the field because you're just trying to run the clock out. There's no perfect defense. You're going to get exposed at some point. But yeah, I think,
and they get tired late in the games too, especially early in the season.
but yeah, I think honestly, Delco's probably going to be mad about this, but I think the Vikings are going to win this pretty easily.
I've got the Vikings as well in this game. Delco, who you got?
Go Birds.
Oh God, gross.
Oh, Beards? Who's the Beards?
That's a guy from Delco trying to pronounce the word bird.
Beards. Go Beards.
Go Beards. Go Beards.
You guys just had a fight. I don't know. There's no other way to solve this.
There really isn't, except for blows at the
Fisticuffs,
waste
man.
management. That's all I can
Bring
think
some
of.
boxing gloves. We can square up.
We'll get those big sumo suits.
Exactly.
Oh, hell yeah. I'll start training.
You probably don't need to.
Yeah, now you're fine.
I don't want to get embarrassed.
Before you get out of here, who do you got winning college football this season?
This season?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, man. Until somebody beats the champs, they're the champs. I still think Georgia's a team to beat. Especially after watching Bama last week, I was not impressed.
Yeah.
They can't. The receivers aren't there. You used to see them stretch the field with those receivers. And Bryce Young is great, but I like Georgia. Those dudes are big, they're fast, they're strong, and I like the quarterback Stetson Bennett.
Yeah, I agree. And, sadly, as an Ohio State alum, I hate to say it, but it looks like Georgia's the team to beat again this year.
Different level.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. Long season, but it's fun. Good to have you back this week. Go to mybookie.com. Promo code Drinkin Bros doubles that deposit all the way up to $1,000. Bet with us or against us. That's up to you. You can bet against Brian or me or D'Anthony. You'll probably win. Your gambling skills aren't great, but God damn it, you look. Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm looking at your bust. I was going to say.
The bust is. Look at Mo. How about that?
There it is.
Look
at that.
I probably got hat hip. That's okay.
No, you look great. Proud of you.
For me.
Proud of you.
Thank
Yeah.
You. Proud of myself too.
We'll see you next week, kids.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us. For D'Anthony Holloway, Brian Urlacher, I'm Ross Patterson. This is NFL Week 2 Pick'em Show. Good night, everyone.